Merry Sunday, everybody.
Yes.
It is time for the boat that Guy built. The episode 5 is Make a Boat a Home. And look, he's gone through all the motions of making this a home already. Last one was beans and toast, which I'm just saying, man, it makes me feel a lot better about my cooking skills from what they did.
That was a mess, dude. That was
Yeah.
a mess. I loved it. I wonder, at least in the comment section, let me know what he's done with this boat.
After this.
Is it like dry docked at his home? Does he cart it around on a trailer to the races? That would be awesome. What did he do with the boat?
Can I go visit it in about 2 months' time?
Oh, God.
Anyway, ready?
All right. Yep, let's do it, man.
3, 2, 1.
This is Guy Martin, part-time world-famous motorcycle racer and full-time lorry mechanic.
He's not looking pretty.
He's passionate about engineering and, along with his best mate Maeve,
Whee! Wish my legs were a bit longer.
is paying tribute to his heroes of the Industrial Revolution by using some great British innovations to fit out Reckless, a neglected 60-foot narrowboat.
We should be proud of being British, and I think people need to know, don't they?
They're touring Britain's beautiful canals and have already created a steam-powered shower,
Give that soap, Chief, give it soap.
somewhere to sleep,
Bed making's not our strong point, is it?
and homemade beans on toast. This week, Guy and Maeve will begin to restore Reckless to her former glory. The boys will have to master the fine art of narrowboat painting
I've made a pig's ear of that now, haven't I?
and make some silk for Reckless's interior using an early computer.
Yeah, made a pig's ear out of that. That's a phrase. I've heard that one before, especially with some of the TV show reactions that we've had to mangle up. We basically have to make a pig's ear of it to push it through the content ID system. So
There you go.
I appreciate that phrase being brought back up again.
Yes.
Oh, you're away now.
Guy is squeezing 200 years of British brilliance into one boat. The boat that Guy built. Guy and Maeve start their mission in Kidsgrove, Staffordshire, and can't resist admiring a true wonder of British canal engineering. In the 1800s, the now disused Haircastle tunnel was the longest tunnel in the country.
You need to come and have a look, don't you? I think you need to come and have a look. 1777 that was first built. It took them 11 years to build it. A 1.5 mile tunnel because of the granite in the hills.
Wow.
The tunnel was mainly carrying stuff in and out of the potteries because it was so much safer taking stuff through the tunnel because you won't get any breakages. You know, if you was taking them on an awesome cart and, there'd be stuff broken and it just, the profit would be out of the job, wouldn't it? You don't want that, do you? You don't want the profit out of the job, No, so the fellas at queue for 5 days. 5 days. 5 days.
5
So
days.
what happened then was, you can't have fellas stood about for 5 days, can you? Hey, 5 days on pay? Ah, heck. There'll be a lot of dry teeth, won't there? We can't have that. We can't have that. So what we did, we built the other one. 1827 we built this one. Come and have a look here. She's looking a bit murky in there, isn't it? In 50 years, we've gone from a tunnel the same length, 11 years. 50 years later, technology's come on. I think TNT's probably come on a bit. Pickaxes have come on a bit. 3 years. Peachy.
Travelling through the narrow tunnel unscathed is no mean feat, and Maeve seems to set Reckless up on an immediate collision course.
Oh, no.
Chief.
Oh!
Chief.
I do apologise. I do know a stonemason. I'm not usually this bad. It's normally him.
Cheers, boss.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the trip.
What?
What are you
So
doing?
narrow.
Thought it might be handy.
Chief.
It's freaking useless.
God, it's like the scene in the first Willy Wonka where they're going through that tunnel. Oh,
Oh, my God.
and
So
they
here we
wrecked it.
go into the darkness. By the way, let me make sure I bang this boat up before we go through the tunnel. Goodness gracious.
Use your ornament.
Oh, impact.
He's still hitting it.
Sorry.
Took 3 years to build this, and I ran one trip through. We're about demolished it. It's like being in a Dodger.
The original tunnel was so narrow that boats had to be legged through. hired men would lie on their backs on the boat's roof and walk their feet against the walls to push the boat along.
Oh,
We've
wow.
not been past 5 minutes now, but we're doing.
Wow. So you're basically, let me see if I can get this physicality out here. Let me see if I can put this one back.
And then they're just walking on the roof. Holy crap.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
I'm out of breath already.
No, thank you. Oh my God.
Whew.
All right.
Oh, don't say things like that.
A treat of bread and cheese was all you had to tip your leggers to ensure the quickest service.
Sure, fair old noggin of bread.
Oh, gee, hang on. I'm losing my concentration. You're getting me all of a dither with your bread and cheese.
I know, mate. You're getting all giddy, aren't you? Look at that.
Very much, young man.
Oh.
Well, you don't deserve a tip, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm starting to feel the fresh air now, maybe. Feel it. Bit of fresh air. All right, boss.
Guy and Maeve have struggled to avoid collisions on almost every canal they've visited so far.
I hope that bridge is all right.
So unsurprisingly, today's trip through Haircastle Tunnel has added even more battle scars to poor old Reckless.
We've gone through to the metal here, Chief. Look, what happened here? Have you done that?
Well,
That's just chipped
Chief,
off.
that's the
just
look.
careless.
That's the look of patina.
Been swapping paint here.
Oh heck.
Are we at another boat, do you think?
We both look like we've been dragged through a hedge backwards.
Yeah.
I think the same can be said for a boat. We need to sort that out, don't we?
Yeah, I think you're right. Bit of pride, yeah.
It's time to give Reckless a makeover. She's done the boys proud at paying tribute to Victorian engineering, but just as important at that time was the business of looking good, to show off your wealth. Guy and Maeve need to prepare the old girl for a lick of paint.
Back in 1850, the old narrowboat job was going out of favour. All the money was being put into the railway job. Yeah, anyone to do with a boat was skint.
Boat people, they got pointed at by the land people, if you like, saying, ooh, the dirty barges, and, you know, I guess you could say they were a bit of an outcast.
They didn't like being looked down on by the landlubbers. And they says, right, we ain't got a lot of money. We ain't got a lot, but what we have got, we're going to make the most of. So that's just painting the narrowboats. All the colours under the sun, like a rainbow. We're going to make it look pretty, make it stand out, and here we go. We're going to make Reckless a domestic palace.
All right.
Domestic palace with flames.
Flame.
But that will have to wait for a while. With torrential rain forecast, it's time to set sail.
16-ton boat and you can move it yourself, the man mountain that is Mavis. So we're gonna go find a dry shelter for a bit of boat painting.
They're on the Macclesfield Canal, which cost £6,000 a mile to build, whereas a railway would have cost £2,000 a mile. The local planners chose the more expensive option because they felt landowners wouldn't care for smoking trains chugging through their fields. And besides, a canal still represented a very cheap transport link. Coal for the factories and food for the people could now be delivered at a quarter of the cost of using the roads. Both rich and poor benefited from the canal. Guy and Maeve have made it to the refuge of Macclesfield Marina and are looking round the other boats for decorative inspiration.
I mean, you wouldn't paint your boat orange. I mean, come on.
Chief, you don't miss it on a dark night. Dum spiro spero.
I don't know.
It's Latin, that, Chief.
Is it? For what?
While I breathe, I hope.
Excellent.
Are you impressed I know that?
I like that, yeah.
You know what this is, don't you? The diamonds,
Go on.
the circle and the crescent. That's like a trademark, Chief.
These patterns of simple shapes were in effect the first logos, insignia designed to identify a boat's owner at a glance. Guy and Maeve want similar individuality for Reckless's paint job.
We need people to know that we are arriving, Chief.
Chief, yeah, but they'll know we're coming, Chief. That clattering and bangering.
Were you
going
at the
on.
helm, Chief?
Hit everything at ramming
I think
speed.
first protocol might be the panel beaters. There you go.
The boys lash up an impromptu shelter so they can start painting Reckless.
No, should be right, should be right. Reckless's transformation. Is that what we're going for?
It's now in your hands and it's all running off and it'll be down the back of your hands. Look at the colour, Chief.
A town like Macclesfield had 40 steam engines and 5,000 houses that needed to be supplied with coal, requiring a never-ending stream of deliveries by narrowboat. The boatmen had to work incredibly long hours.
Always found time for painting a boat, though. Hey, that's commitment for you. Really, the last thing these men and women wanted to be doing was painting the boat. But it just showed. Yeah, it just showed. It just showed how much it meant to them. They wanted to be respected, I suppose, and they wanted to, you know, a bit of pride in the work, pride in the job. Yeah, we like that.
It was a wonder of the grey, smog-bound Industrial Revolution that mundane tools of transport were turned into floating works of art.
The back is nearly broken. You get finished off.
Yeah.
I'll go sort the interior.
Good man.
Peachy.
Good man.
Right, come with me.
Macclesfield was an unlikely capital of luxury goods during the Industrial Revolution. Entrepreneurs developed the local button-making industry into a centre for silk production. So Guy's off to see what bits of interior design he can find for Reckless. But as usual, he's become distracted.
We were just mooching along the back of Macclesfield, and we come across this.
On this occasion by something that was called at the time a most beautiful specimen of masonry.
I mean, check her out. Check her out. It's a proper... Well, it's a mind-boggle, really.
To find out more about this strangely curly bridge, Guy asks the experts, the locals.
This bridge, what do you reckon to it?
Snaky bridge.
Snaking bridge. Are you into them?
Well, it's a beautiful bit of architecture, isn't it?
Beautiful bit of architecture, was that? Good man.
I think this is the only canal they have them on, and they were designed so that you didn't have to unhitch the horses when the towpath switches from side to side.
See?
There you go.
You see? What an idea. What an idea.
When the grass verge the horse walked along ran out on one side, the spiralling snake bridge allowed them to cross over to the other bank and let the horse, rope and boat pass underneath without getting tangled up.
Wow.
It's not just a bridge, is it? It's more sort of
awesome.
thought out.
You said it's not just a bridge, it's more thought out, yeah? I'm impressed, Chief. I'm impressed that you're impressed.
A lot of stuff like this, yeah.
Proper?
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
Should keep it forever.
You know all about him, don't you?
Oh, a little bit.
He knows. You see, he knows all about him as well. That's everyone that knows about him except for me. It's wrong, isn't it?
The canal didn't just allow cheaper goods to be towed in by horse, but it meant the town's wares could be easily exported too, notably silk. Guy's back on the trail of sprucing up Reckless's interior and visits Paradise Mill to see what luxury items he can find.
Here we go.
Of the 120 mills Macclesfield was once home to, Paradise Mill is one of the last remaining. It's the perfect place to find a fancy accessory for the interior of Reckless. The silk made here was as good as it got, with an amazing 500 threads per inch. The work was exported around the world, and this delicate catalogue from 1855 shows the incredible variety of work that was offered.
Just some of the finishes that you've got here.
Today, this represents the finest collection of jacquard hand looms in the world, and its system of punch cards was the key to those intricate designs. It was the first truly automated mechanism that mass-produced complex patterns.
Whatever the whole sequence is in the card, that's what the pattern that comes out on the silk, that's what it is. And it's dead simple, really. If there's a hole in the card, the needle goes through and picks the thread up and pulls it back. If there's no hole in the card, it's it, and it doesn't. Dead simple. I suppose you could go as far as saying a simple sort of, well, a very early sort of computer.
Retired weaver Malcolm Sherratt describes how a silk pattern first drawn on squared paper was then turned into those punched cards.
It's your machine now.
Thank you very much. Where do we start then?
Well, what you do is put your hands over there and just press. You don't have to press them all. Press 3 or 4 of those in. Have you pressed them in?
Yes, yeah.
And then push down with your right foot.
Yes.
Let it go. and you've just put a row of holes in there. So it's the actual mechanics of it is quite simple. So if you want to repeat that...
Oh, yeah, I see.
It took 5 years to become proficient with matching the buttons on the back of the machine to the corresponding holes in the design. Mistakes were easily made.
Look at that. Oh, no, it's a bit wonky.
Assuming they weren't wonky, once finished, the cards were fed into the loom.
But you can see how it's all working up there. All the cards, them cards we was making earlier. You see? And that's dictating what's going on down here with the weft and the weave. Let me have a go, Malcolm. Let me have a go.
Now press down with your right leg. Push the beater out.
Now Guy can try his hand at weaving some silk to be used inside Reckless.
Beat the thread in. Lift your right leg. Oh, you're away now.
So, what's the usual shift on this job now?
Anything from 8 to 12 hours on this.
Your right leg would know about it, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Actually, as years went by, it's your left hip that starts to take the strain, you see, and there weren't hip replacement operations in those days.
Is
but
that
you
right?
will have a very well-developed right leg, that's for sure.
I can imagine.
Press down, keep in, down again.
Let's say if I was doing this back in the day, what amount of material could I expect in a shift?
First of all, I think you've done very well. But on a shift, I would estimate that you probably get about 3 metres printed, which may be just about the equivalent of a dress length. So look at that, you'd probably be looking at 15 metres a week.
15 metres a week, eh? And you could see where the expense was.
Well, absolutely, because you were putting that across there very quickly, probably about 35 times a minute. But silk today is produced on powered looms, and there the weft is going in at, say, 350 times a minute, or maybe even more than that.
And that's maybe why silk now is a bit more affordable than what it was back then.
Well, you're absolutely right about that, because most ladies these days could afford to buy silk. In those days, they would certainly have had to think twice about it when it was done like this.
I can imagine.
Yeah, that's I couldn't do that.
No way.
Yeah, that's now I add that to the list of things I no longer take for granted is silk. That's some effort, man.
That's crazy that machine read those holes. Like, the engineering behind that is absolutely nuts.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
holy crap, man. To make that machine that they were using is next level. Like, you fight me, you're from the future. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's yeah.
It was an education, wasn't it? Hey? Oh, look what I've got. Silk pillow, hey? And look, Malcolm's done us a right favour. Give us some silk pictures for Reckless. Look at him. She'll look a treat, won't she?
Very nice. That was
Back
sweet.
at Reckless,
Oh,
despite
nice.
the weather, the first stage of painting has been finished.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, getting attacked by a swan. And I am actually a little bit nervous because I haven't got any food to bribe its affections with. Anyway, so.
Yeah, because you ate up all the beans and toast. The overly salted beans and toast.
Yeah. Golly, man.
Ugh.
Golly, that was a lot of salt.
Yeah, doesn't make my effort with potatoes look that bad, does it?
Oh my God, that was a lot of salt. Jeez.
Look at this. Doesn't she look fantastic? All resplendent in her new blue hue. Oxford blue, by the way. Look at the sheen on that. That is fantastic. Look at her. We've put the heart and soul back into her, and it's going to be a pleasure to be on the waterways with her. She's a beauty. I'm proud. I'm a proud man this morning. The next job is signwriting. Well excited.
And to help with that task, Maeve has called in Meg Gregory, a professional boat painter with a particular fondness for restoring historic craft.
First of all, we're going to start marking up so we get it all straight and somewhere near level.
Oh, yeah.
Can you take that across to there?
I reckon. Can I be trusted?
You can.
Meg is marking out the letters of Reckless on the side of the boat.
Reckless, 8 letters.
Yeah.
And as in the 1800s, there are no pre-printed outlines here. It's all done freehand.
Wow.
It's time to paint.
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant, let's have it. Stop behaving like a schoolboy and listen to what you tell me.
So start at the top, take it down.
I can't do that.
You can do that.
This process wasn't just about identifying your boat. It was also a way of touting for business. A well-written sign was an indication of respectability and reliability. You were people who could be trusted with precious cargo.
What do you reckon? Am I going to go on the E?
Yep. Over
Right.
to you. Have you ever had a go at painting anything before?
My house.
I could never do this.
Nope.
No. My Nana has become a great painting artist in her retired years, and she has a lot of paintings upstairs. She has a very nice, steady hand. I could never do that.
This is that's a whole different level of patience, and what is it when you already see the painting in your head, visualization.
Yeah, you got to know what it is you're painting.
Yeah. I get lost halfway through. I'm like, what am I even doing?
Right,
So-
right. It's an artistic thing, you know. It's like knowing the next chord to play in a song, or knowing the flow of editing a vlog or a video or something like that. It's an artistic thing, you know.
And that's why painters are the best at painting.
Yes, people are actually good at painting. Yeah.
That's it.
What do you reckon?
Excellent. That's a good first effort. Excellent.
Is it?
Yeah. I think that's going to look all right. Yep. What's this stick doing?
I don't know, but I'm hanging on to it for security.
The lettering was treated as another opportunity to be artistic, so florid fonts were used, or deep shadowing to give the appearance of 3D.
Do you want your stick, Maeve?
I'd like the boat to stop moving.
Because the often illiterate boatmen would do this themselves rather than professional signwriters, the results were sometimes rather homemade, and spelling mistakes weren't uncommon. But it was all part...
Phoenix.
Love that.
I'll admit, the first time I saw the word Phoenix spelled out, I thought it said punks or something.
Yep.
We've
You're
all
like,
been
there's
there.
no way that's Phoenix. Yeah.
of the folksy tradition. So don't worry if you go over the lines, Maeve.
He's doing really well. Excellent. Look at that. Yeah, you'll have that done in no time.
Not bad.
Meanwhile, on the inside, guys decided the interior of Reckless might need a bit more work to turn it into a proper tribute to Industrial Revolution tastes.
I've never ever wallpapered in my life.
So he turns to the most influential Victorian interior designer of them all, William Morris.
Do we know him well enough? We know him.
The William Morris years. That was a peep show episode, which we haven't gotten to on YouTube yet, I don't think, at this point.
Let's see. What? You putting wallpaper? Oh no. No, man. I hate wallpaper.
Is this gonna turn out amazing or terrible? There's
Or
no
like
in between.
wallpaper.
Like wallpaper. Yeah.
Jeez.
Know him well enough, don't we? We can call him Bill, can't we? We'll call him Bill. Our mate Bill Morris. Yeah. He trained as an architect. Very arty, we could call him, very arty. Well, he liked to draw everything. He liked to do everything. You know, draw all the fruit. See, look at it. Hey, up. We're starting to look so much like now, aren't we? Excuse the bit there. That's my scissors are out of calibration. I'm sorry. It's all right, isn't it? For me first go.
Morris was the first to use repeating patterns to create impact.
All right.
Something which is taken for granted today.
He does.
It's a great idea, as long as you get every sheet to line up perfectly.
Oh, no. Fruits, this one's called. Fruits. Yeah. I don't know what fruits we're looking at, though. Maybe an orange. 1866 this came out, did William Morris. And it's still going now. But when you ask me what fruits, I'd be lying. I don't know, can you tell me what fruits it is?
Morris's insistence on hand stamping the designs was very symbolic. He felt aggrieved that the rise of machinery meant Britain was losing its skills and craftsmanship.
Everything was becoming mechanised, wasn't it? Just produce it real fast. You know, roller printing would have been used to make wallpaper. But no, not William Morris. He didn't want roller printing to make his wallpaper. He was saying that we couldn't get this sort of detail with roller printing, and he wasn't happy. He wanted the job right.
He inspired the arts and craft movement, the first signs of an anti-industrial reaction to mass production, smog, and long working hours.
And along with the art came poetry. And I have a bit here from one of his most famous pieces. I'm not much of a reader, and I'm definitely not much of a poet. Definitely not much of a poet. Forget 6 countries overhung with smoke. Forget the snorting steam and piston stroke. Yeah? Forget the spreading of the hideous town. Think rather of the pack horse on the down. Hey, what about that? Oh, I could get quite emotional. Hey, maybe that's me new. Maybe we've found something. Then we have. Guy Martin, poet.
Nah, he's a bit too blue collar for that. But then again, Nashville kind of made a whole thing about blue collar poets, so maybe he could.
I would say stick to being amazing at motorcycle racing and cymbal playing.
Yeah, and everything that makes you work with your hands.
Yep.
Yeah, think with your hands, not with your brain.
Yeah, think with your hands, not with your brain.
Yeah.
That's all.
Before we witness Guy Martin, artist, as he attempts the final stage of painting Reckless with the traditional boat decoration of castles and roses.
So, Meg, we're going to go for a bit of artwork.
We are indeed.
These images have adorned boats from the earliest days of the canals.
No skulls.
No,
no
sorry.
flames.
No, sorry.
We're going for castles.
We are. Right, so...
Guy's going to follow Meg's every move to try and recreate a perfect copy of the scene she paints.
What are we having sky at the bottom for?
This is going to be your water. It'll all become crystal clear in a bit.
Hold your breath, everyone.
You want to get some blue on that pretty quick before it starts drying.
Yeah.
When they used to do this on the working boats, they really wouldn't have very much time to do it.
With brushing side to side mastered, Meg teaches Guy how to twirl and make some clouds.
Use the whole of your brush and twizzle it round.
Twizzle it, that's a technical term.
Twizzle it round, yeah. There you go.
Heck, yeah, go on, right, I'm seeing, yeah. Twizzling.
Yeah, and whack your brush, that's it. Right round, yeah. Great, and then just fade it out at the bottom. Lovely.
Hey, look at that.
There you go.
While the clouds dry, our artists make a start on the panel below and the roses.
So what are we doing? We're going for another twirling?
Yeah, go for a twirl, yeah. Twirl it right round. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Whee. Oh, that was almost all right.
Oh, I've made a pig's ear of that now, haven't I?
Flowers were popular because this was a time when botany became fashionable and fresh cut flowers were available to buy in markets for the first time.
I mean, all this came from the day back when it was, you'd be seen fairly well off if you had a bunch of fresh flowers in your front room. But the folks in the boats couldn't afford it. So they thought, I know, I can't afford me fresh flowers, but I can paint them. So they paint them on.
Back on the castle scene, and what are apparently hills are added with a mechanic's touch. Guy is a model of concentration.
I think this is the quietest I've seen you, Guy. That's fine.
You reckon?
Yep.
While those carefully crafted hills dry, Guy returns to the bottom panel and his pig's ears.
If it had to be 1 to 10, where are we?
Is one good or one?
No, one's used to man the beast.
I reckon you're on about a 6. But with potential. Potential.
Hey, me and Meg.
Maybe
hey.
5 now.
Hanging landscape paintings on your wall became very fashionable in Victorian households. Larger pictures would have been transported into the cities on the canals. So the boat people were simply painting their own versions of the expensive goods they were carrying for the rich.
Right, should you rectify your roses?
Can you do that? Yeah? Are they salvageable?
They're salvageable, yeah.
Right, go on.
Yeah.
All it takes is a few deft strokes adding shadows and highlights.
Always work from the outside back to the centre.
To transform the circles of colour into flower heads with three-dimensional beauty?
Well, I think if we had a month of Sundays, I could have the job mastered.
Meanwhile, should we have a cup of tea?
Yeah, it's a cup of tea. Cup of tea, yeah.
Look at the state of your mug. There's no way to...
Yeah. Not bad for, it's good enough for who it's for.
Yep. Pretty
It's
much.
Good enough for city folks.
Yeah. Like, could you use your imagination and see flowers? Like, yeah. Done. I did it.
Yeah. I would need to take a few more hallucinogenic drugs in order to do that, but yeah, more power to Guy for doing it like that.
Oh man.
Treat Wedgwood.
It's not for looking at, Chief, it's for drinking tea.
Fairy tale scenes like this were popular because they provided escapism from the drudgery of everyday canal life.
But I can just imagine boats people moored up outside a factory or in the middle of Manchester or in the middle of Birmingham or wherever. I'm getting in it now. And just, you know, you've got smog and you've all the caper of industry all the way around you. And then you could sit and look at your picture and you could just, you could get away from it, I suppose, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Now it's the make or break moment. Turning a few blocks of colour into a finished picture by adding detail with an expertly handled fine brush.
Proper taking shape, innit?
Yeah. It's just a few brush strokes and you're there, really.
Will these final finishing touches create a masterpiece?
Oh my God, here we go.
I think, you know, when I've got someone's backside as the clouds, and that's a bit wonky there, isn't it? I just thought, it's not looking good, is it? Yeah, look at the concentration going on.
Most people, you know, their first go would be on a bit of plywood in their garage, and to have to do it on a pair of back doors on a nice boat, that's quite a bit of pressure.
Just a bit.
So I think you've done really well.
From a distance, hang on, I'm going to come back here.
Let's have a look.
All right, it's not quite in Megan standards, is it? But it sort of half looks like I know what I'm doing.
Good job.
Wow.
Chief, I'm impressed.
Happy with it? Good.
I mean, from what it did look like, we've sort of got a bit of a disaster on our hands, and you've steered the ship grand.
Thank you very much. I think we'll promote you to a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
For a first score?
Good job.
Hey?
Hey?
Before the boys reveal the freshly transformed Reckless to the world and make a triumphant return to the water, they mark each other's work.
Right, Chief, come and have a look at me
Right,
handiwork.
yeah, I'm anxious to see, boy.
Come on.
Anxious to see.
Have a look.
My word.
What we have here, with Meg's work there,
Hang
and
on,
with my
hang
work
on.
here.
Leap of faith.
Come on. One of us is going to get damp by the end of this trip.
I would imagine so.
Well, look, hey? Look at that. All right, I think my flowers are in a different league to Meg's. Mark me out of 10,
Mark
Chief.
out of 10.
Mark me out of 10.
I want to go for a very Brucey 9.
Why, heck, Chief? Thanks very much. Hey?
Well, as you've been busy doing this,
Yeah.
come and have a look at my signwriting.
Let's have a look.
Oh, here we go.
What are we looking like, boss?
Poke your head in there and have a look, Chief. Poke your head in there.
Hey, up. What can you pick at? You can't really, can you? Proper handcrafted, boy, that's what that is.
Hey, not bad.
Max out of 10.
Pretty good.
Tell you what I'm saying again, 9.
Really?
Honestly.
And with that, Reckless's shrouds are cast off.
Hey.
Coming
The
together.
interior and exterior are once again shipshape.
Nice.
Now, Mavis, you look a treat, really. Your sign right, Mavis.
You like that?
My castle scene.
Fantastic.
Oh, you've done a good job.
Yeah. A fully painted, fully restored, Reckless. Full steam ahead, Guy.
Aye, boy.
I love
Next,
that.
Guy and Maeve set out for their final port of call to reveal Reckless to the world at a grand celebration. They'll provide sustenance for guests
There's smoke coming off that. Yeah.
and capture their vessel for posterity.
Pull your finger out, boy. I'm knitted.
But they'll have to battle the harshest conditions they've ever faced.
Look how thick the ice is.
That's winter time. Oh
Man.
But hey,
What?
they made that boat look sexy.
Hey, man.
Looked
Hey.
beautiful.
Look very nice, man. That's awesome.
So maybe there is an artist in every person, no matter how rugged you are. Everyone has the ability to create art and create something beautiful out of complete chaos.
Yep, for an artist, that painting is like 1 out of 10, but for a mechanic, that painting is a 10 out of 10, dude.
Heck, Megan, I think her name was, gave Guy 9 out of 10 at the end there. So
that's awesome.
Honestly, the painting wasn't too bad.
No, from a distance, you got the point.
It could look like the start of some animated kids show. Something to rival, what is it? I can't remember what the shows are called, but you probably know which ones I'm talking about.
Yes, I can visualize it. That was awesome. Yeah. Their projects, their teamwork, their friendship is amazing to watch. It's very wholesome.
Oh, heck. That's why I like having Guy Martin on this channel when we can. So, there's only one more left of this series. See y'all next Sunday. Consider subscribing and watching another video if you haven't done so already. What else should you consider, Dan the Man?
Unplug and do something legendary, guys.
Exactly. See you next time.
Later.